What we have here is a Tokai LQ, no, L, what, Georgie girl. Georgie girl wants cuddles, so nobody gets anything until Georgie girl gets cuddles. What we have here, as I am one-handed because Georgie girl wants cuddles. Yeah, she wants cuddles, yeah, right, okay. What we have here is a Tokai LG 50Q, and I hope I never have to look for it again, because finding Tokai models is horrendous. LG 115Ps, so I had to do quite a search for this one, and we have two of them, but we'll look at this one first. Now the interesting thing about these is that the cheapest I could find on the internet is £500. But they're generally going for about 600 to 900 pounds. And the difference between these and some of them is if you look at the 12th fret, you've actually got, bye-bye Georgie girl, you've actually got two 12th frets. The other ones stop about there. But this is a very neat PRS shaped guitar. Tokais, twins Tokais. This is not going to work, because I'll end up doing something on this one that I should be doing on that one and vice versa, so we're going to take them one at a time. The similarities and dissimilarities, the yellow, these are very yellow, but those pickups have been swapped out for EMGs. Those are a bit more cracked. This head is a little bit more yellow, I don't know if you can see, and that's much more white. This is very much worn away. There's a lot of playing on this one, and there's not a great deal of playing on this at all. So, and it's got a vibrato arm on this one, but it's been chewed. Looks like it's been on by a cat lover, and the cat will chew on the end of that. But I don't think it's worthwhile keeping them both on the bench together now that I see them together, because they'll soon get lost. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably post them together on the one video, because two Tokai red guitars and one out of two videos after the other, that'll be just silliness. A little bit of chunk there, but I do see that they do have a similar problem. They get chunks taken out of them for the bodywork, but I think that's more to do with their handling than anything else, and I'm going to try to do something with that. Third time lucky, because she keeps jumping up on my shoulder. Hey, look at your audience. Oh, you're very stuck up. Pay me and I'll look at my audience. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I was showing you the Tokai, and they're much more expensive than what I thought, between 500 and £1,000. And that is interesting to me, because they're a fairly rare edition, these ones. They have the mother of pearl and the 2 12th frets on them, and a good set of humbuckers, which I don't know the name of yet. I'll go inside. Impossible to find out good, accurate information on Tokai LG 50Qs, but they got the Wilkinson vibro arm. So I think what I'll do now is get the big camera above and take this apart. Forgive the rain again, and I'm still doing this one-handed, because this little girl has jumped up in my arms again. I'm not sure whether it's because of the rain or because of what, but every time I talk into the camera she jumps up into my arms. I have one hand left. So I'm just stripping off the strings to see what we have in the way of neck, and there she goes. Right, let's check the neck on this. Right, there's an underbow that you could get 3 double-decker buses on. Right, there's 23 thou there of a gap. 23 thou, and that's too much. So there you are, you've been educated. So the first thing I should do, really, before I took the strings off, is check the electrics. Right, let's do it now. I still have my little machine that I'll show off to you which I quite like the look of. So we plug it in. Doesn't feel too nice. That's the plug. So let's have a listen to the pickups to see if they're working. No. Electrics, something's wrong. Front one's working. No. Stop. So the front one's working, so the electrics are not working. Okay, so Georgie girl's having fun at the other end with the strings. So I'll just take these strings out, and I think we'll go straight into the electrics first. Now let's have a look at the electrics. Let's move you along so that you can see what I see. Can you see what I see? God, Austin, don't sing. Is that singing? Georgie girl, I'm sorry. I've annoyed Georgie girl because she's away now. my singing, I won't sing again, I promise. Excuse the out of focus bit. Automatic focus is a pain, but with the extra light that I've put on the bench now, it makes it easier to get back into focus again quickly. So I'm learning. Come on, get off. Right, so what's happening here? I'll come back to you when I've taken it out and cleaned it, because there's nothing there for you to see except for me fiddling with wires. I switch the camera on and she jumps into my arms. It's lovely, but it means I've only got one hand. I found out what's wrong with this. And I had a suspicion when I took that screw off. If you look closely at that screw, you'll see it's rusted, and it's been in a damp condition. So this switch was corroded. I think you can see the corrosion in the inside. So I took some sandpaper and cleaned up the switch. But these are going to have to be cleaned out to see how they will behave. But I now have sound to both pickups, but it's all because of damp. Some people just set these things against a wall and let them sit, but they forget the wall has got damp. But each to their own. Another tiny thing that I see, can't get that string out because the spring's in the wrong place. The spring's supposed to be in the little hole, but it's blocking the string hole. So that's where it goes. Now the string will come out. Just a tiny thing. Okay, that's it all back together again, except for I haven't put the back plates on, because I'm still not too sure about that one. I won't know until I put the strings on, but we have sound and no crackling, and the switch is working. Oh. So everything's working now, but reliability wise we'll soon find out when I put the strings on. So my next job is to do the neck and get it. It needs a good it needs a lot of work done on it because there's been a lot of fret wear on that, as you can see. So that's going to be worked on next. Probably speed through it. I've got the camera set up for these frets. These frets are pretty unique because they're very well worn, and I'm going to crown these to see if I can get them refreshed again. Georgie girl's just in a weird naughty mood today. Look, her claws just won't leave me alone. But what I was going to tell you about, this is the one with the underbow, right? And it looks like it's a deliberate underbow because all these frets are rocking in the middle. So instead of fixing the rock, they did the quickest thing, which is not the worst thing to do, is to take the bend out of it, so you get a good action up there and a fairly good action there. That's vampire spitting at me. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you today? What do you want? But what is it you're talking to me about? I don't know what you want. If you just tell me, you would get it for sure. But why are my hands? Why are you afraid of my hands? You've never been beaten. What? You've never been beaten. You've never been smacked. So what's the problem? I'm trying to do a little bit to the camera about fixing this guitar. What's wrong with you? If I knew, I just gave you some TREATS, which I can't say because you go mad again for them. I just gave you some. I got a feeling you want me to sit down so that you can sit and make... What did I do to you? But okay, I'm going to have to take care of her to find out what's wrong with her. Excuse me, people. Well, I don't know where I was there. I was telling you that these are not even here. So maybe that's why the underbow was put on it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do those first 3 frets on the camera, the close-up camera, and just see where we can go with these heavily worn frets. But we'll see. So I'm just going to try to use my little special, just to see where we can get about pushing these frets across. Are you in camera still, sure? So I'm pushing sideways that way, as you just saw. I'm just pushing with my fingers to try to... It's taking some of the fret off, right? But it's also pushing some of the fret across and up. Now, I saw this on a luthier's channel, and I can't remember which luthier told me about it, but if you use these things, you can push some use back into the frets again. That's not a scratch, that'll come out later. So, I'm not doing this as well as I should. Right, so I just now bring it down a bit. This medium fret, so I have it on the medium. Just making sure I have it on the right medium size. I'm actually going to go to smaller for a second. Georgie girl's still attacking, and I can't figure out why. Now you can see what that's done. That hasn't taken it all the way down. If you put enough pressure on it, you'll get some of that back again. Don't know how that works physics-wise, but that's what's happening. So I'm not going to go any further down than that because they're not affecting the playing anymore. They could affect the playing the way they were because you catch the strings as you're sliding, but now they don't. I think another 3 or 4 years it might use a fret job. Tell you what I'll do is I'll bring that down a little bit now, just with a sponge. Just a second, just a fraction, and then use the leveler on it. Stop rattling there. I should have clamped you down. We'll just do a light scraping on it. Been well played, been kept relatively well cleaned, so we haven't have a build-up of fingernail skin and stuff like that there. So we haven't got big gouges in the thing either, so whoever was pressing and using this guitar wasn't going crazy by pressing it hard or bending the strings too much. So that's just for me to show you what it's going to be like, and then it'll get oiled. Do you want me to put some oil on it too, just to show you the finished product? Goodness sake, you're fussy, I tell you. But I'm going to be doing this all over again, but let's just see that it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty nice. All right. Right, after that little exercise of showing you what I'm going to do with the frets, I'm going to now straighten the neck. But when I went to just get the Allen key in it, it's extremely loose, the truss rod, so I'm hoping that it's not broken. It's so loose, Lautrec, and it needs to be tightened to bring the neck up, and it really is sitting there spinning around. And oh, maybe we've got some tightness now, as you see. Ah yes, we've got some movement. So somebody had loosened the neck off completely, which is not a great idea to do, but they must have had their reasons. Let's hope the truss rod's working. Maybe more than likely it's because of the whole frets were all over the place there. That's probably more than likely. Yeah, that still needs more. Again, I would normally say that's good, but in this instance, I want to see the neck straight. To make sure the truss rod is doing exactly what it should be doing. Let's just see what that does. Yeah, that's perfect. It's got about 3 thou of an underbow, which is more than acceptable. So now I'm going to polish and level this down, and should I do it on camera? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. What I'm going to do is, I've already done all I need to do to find out about the leveling, because the leveling's all over the show. I think that's an expression that's from Northern Ireland, all over the show, like. So, it's going to get just fret leveled, deeply fret leveled, and then crowned. Okay, right, tidy that up, clean this up next. Oops, I'm gonna give a good clean to this here because it looks dull. Okay, next. Okay, cleaned. That's been WD-40'd and clean. I took the screws out and cleaned them and put them back in again. I was tempted to, I don't know if you can see that from that distance, but there's cracks all around it. But the cracks aren't in the inside. The cracks are caused by somebody who tightened the screws too much, but it only cracked on the outside. You're only holding in two little plastic plates, so people sometimes go crazy on their pressure of the screws. So it's string time sped up. Nope, the neck's perfect. So now I'll get it up to tune, put all the bling back on it, and play. Then I'll start on these repairs. This is a thing that's going to be hard to fix. So I don't have the machinery to fix it. It would need to be filled, painted the right color, etc. So all I'm going to do is put a bit of bluff on it. And I've got 4 colors of red. That's very close, so I'm going to use what I got first. There's not much of that. It's pretty dried out, this one too. I would like a darker red. It's not great. I think when it's got the super glue on it, it's going to be all right though. So I'll come back to you when I'm just about to do the super glue. Okay, again, this is not my forte. So just do it to bluff it up. So what I'm going to do maybe is 3 or 4 coats of super glue. And when that dries, you can see it's sort of hiding it a little bit better even with just 1 coat of super glue on it. So I'll work on that and let that dry. I'll do the others the same and then I'll come back to you when I'm going to do that one, but I'll leave the others the way they are. Right, that now just has to sit and dry. And then I'll sand it down and that has to sit and dry. And so I'll sand it down again. I may need a 3rd coat if it settles down too much. Just something I don't do that often. There's tarnish on in there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, so I'm just going to polish it with WD-40 to arrest it. Just a little bit of polish on it, just to arrest it a bit. Because it's not going to do a lot of harm, but the WD-40 will stop it from getting any worse over the years, and maybe give it another 10 years before it has to be cleaned completely. So, okay, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to put that cover on just yet until I make sure all the electrics are working the way I want them to do. So this will go back on, and that will be it. Well, that's the best I could do with the edges, which is not my forte, as I keep saying. So we're going to look at it's done quite a good job actually of bluffing it. We're going to look at getting it in tune now and see where we're going with this. Check the intonation and all the important bits about playing. So I'm sorry that you can't see this. No matter what way I turn it, you can't see it very well at all. No, but you can see the green thing going green and stuff like that there, but I'll probably speed through this. It won't matter. So it was me that's being silly. Just check this first of all and I'll tell you why. That's pretty good. I was stupid because all you have to do is loosen that off, and then you put the Allen key in again there and you adjust it that way by forcing it up and down. So it turns a screw against that but pushes it one way or the other. So I didn't know that because I haven't used this kind of Wilkinson one before. But I suppose it's better than tapping it with an hammer. Not going to do much good, is it? Still rather have that than the Floyd Rose. Somebody's calling me. Sometimes, gosh, it was just constant interruption. So I'm back again to get the B string and tune, and I'm using that tuner. That's close enough for intonation. Right, so that needs to go. Have I loosened it? No, I haven't. Right. You know what I should have done? I should have checked it for buzz, because the strings look very low. Perfect. Right, let's have a look at. Action is amazing. Let's have a look. That's pretty good. I'm surprised actually at that. Let me just bring the pickups closer. I'm going to tune it on my knee. Right, that's it set up. Everything seems to be working, so I'm going to give it a little tune, set it on my knee. But look at the action on that. That's brilliant action. Really is good, and it's even more amazing good because it's got two 12th frets, a 24th fret, should I say? But that means that neck is dead straight. So great little guitar. I'm tired polishing it. I'm going to play a tune. It might not look completely polished, but I'll polish it before the owner gets it. Right. Now it's all about the guitar. You can see I bluffed the bottom. Good enough bluff, and it's all looking fairly well. And the neck is glorious, and the tuners are glorious, and they're in really good condition. And the neck is wonderful. Imagine being able to play down in the 24th fret. Anyway, it sounds great too. Have a listen to the sound. My fingers are too big. The wrong chord to end on. I like it. Let's just check the tuning. So everything is working. But it is a lovely guitar. I do like it. And it's going home to Daddy now, and I must try my favorite chord on it. I do like it. It's everything is about this I like. The PRS shape, and it's just the right size, just the right weight, everything. Now imagine with a little bit of fuzz on that, what it'd sound like. But I'm not about fuzz, I'm about the sound of the guitar as it is. Lovely guitar, really worth it.